Good evening, everybody, and welcome to WCFL DolFans Talk. Hope everyone's having a good night tonight. Let me go ahead and bring on our freezing cold co-hosts, Mr. Johnny O.
What's up, Papa Paul? How are you, brother?
I'm nice and warm compared to you.
Yeah.
Compared to you and our other co-host, Mr. Derek.
What's up, Derek? How are you, brother?
Good evening, y'all.
Oh, a little chilly up there, huh?
Yeah.
Just a little. Just a little bit. 25 degrees.
I'm at 20.
Y'all have fun, because I'm enjoying my 55.
Yeah, it's 19 now. I'm awful, but it's
49 right
19.
now.
I wish I had 55.
All right. So did you guys see the good news that we got?
What's that?
Skylar Thompson is no longer a Miami
Yeah.
Dolphin.
He's a Pittsburgh Steeler.
How long does he last for that?
I don't know.
We'll find out next year.
Let's just hope he doesn't go back to our practice squad. God almighty.
Well, no, Pittsburgh would have had to give him a contract, so I don't know how much or what kind, but
Well, it was a future contract, correct? Was what I was reading.
I don't know. I didn't read enough on it. I just know that he's gone. We don't have to worry about it. One less thing for the fan base to bitch about. Now, whoever they sign, they'll be complaining about them.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of stuff, a lot of posts saying maybe Mac Jones, he wants to play for the Jaguars or he wants to stay in Florida or come with us. What's your guys' thoughts on him?
Well, I mean, they overpaid him to start with.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So I don't know how much of a contract, if any, he has left. I don't know that stuff. That's Tom's department.
Right. But he ran the same offenses, to it in Alabama. Didn't they kind of, Mike McDaniels kind of bring something in from the Alabama style?
Yeah. I mean, we basically tried to build an Alabama offense in the pros, and
right. So at least he would have an idea.
It's not working.
No, because in Alabama, their receivers were 6-7 deep. One guy got hurt, next one in.
Yep.
Yeah, we can't quite do it like that.
No. You're lucky if you have two good receivers, and then hopefully your third and fourth are decent. Never mind 5 or 6 or 7 of them.
What we need to get back pounding the ball. You got your two top. Well, in my mind, you got, the Ravens is probably the top team, even though they're not. I mean, you got King Henry to ground a pound, and then, you had Montgomery, but he tore his ACL for the Lions, but you still got Gibbs. They're all the playoff teams are always running the ball.
Yeah, and Buffalo and Baltimore run with their quarterback as well.
All right. And we ain't got to worry about not getting a 4th and 1. Well, let's just run the spread and stand back like 4 yards and then try to go a 4th and 1 is actually 4th and 3 or 4.
Good evening, Mr. Polk. How you doing?
Mr. Polk, how are you, sir?
Good evening, Mr. Polk.
How's it going, Papa Paul, Johnny O, and Derek? How you guys doing this afternoon?
Doing good.
Doing good. Just cold.
Well, not where I'm at. It's kind of toasty down here, so.
Lucky you.
Yep, lucky you. Thank God this is my last winter. Can't wait.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I prefer the cool and cold weather myself, but it is what it is.
I don't know. We'll give you 19-degree weather any day you would like it. We'll send it your way.
Yeah.
Trade it.
You can send it now. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, if Florida got the 19, it would shut down.
It'd be like gridlock. They wouldn't know what to do.
Hey, it's been the 19 here before.
What, 1900?
Yeah.
No, just a couple years ago, we were down to 19 degrees.
I mean, I've seen freezing, but yeah, I've never seen it down that cold. But
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it does every once in a while, just like Texas gets snow every once in a while, and
Yeah.
Up in
Yeah, we had.
Jacksonville, you'll get down in the teens.
Mhm.
That's what I've noticed. All the houses we've been looking at, and then we're going down Friday to look at some more here next Friday in Jacksonville to buy a house. A lot of them got fireplaces. I was shocked.
Oh yeah, they got fireplaces even down this way where I'm at.
Not here though. If
No,
you have a
you're further
fireplace,
south,
it's
Mr. Cole.
artificial. It's artificial. Exactly. It's just for decoration.
Gives me something to hang my dolphin stuff on.
Yeah. Yeah. So Skyler went to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They can have them.
Yeah. 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 That's
Amen to
true.
that.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe he can revive his career. Who knows? He may be able to do a Geno Smith thing.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he would do in that offense, because Mike McDaniel's offense is super, super difficult, So I don't want to wish. I'll never wish any harm on anybody. Even if they want out, they want out. They're still pros. They're still better than what I'd ever be able to throw the ball. So
Yep.
No, me neither. I wish him the best. To tell you the truth. Yeah, I wish him the best. Yeah, and then we got rid of Wes Welker and we got rid of the special teams coach.
Danny Crossman. It's about freaking time we got rid of him.
Yeah, bottom of the league every year, and
Now Wes Welker is questionable because really I was kind of happy for him to be our receiver coach, but they must have seen something must have happened that we don't know. I don't know.
well, from what I read, they let him go because guys were coming in late to meetings, and he really wasn't that hard on them, and
Oh,
so he was letting them do things they shouldn't be doing, showing up late for meetings, not going over the plays the way they were supposed to. So that's what I read and understand. So
I think he was just too soon out of the NFL itself and chummy with the guys instead of coaching them.
yeah,
exactly.
well, he might have been coaching, but he just he was letting them get away with too much stuff. So
no, you can't do
You,
that.
you always seen the receivers constantly. They would try to call something in, and one would be on like the left side of the field, and always have to come over. And it just seemed like they definitely didn't know the playbook like they should have. They're the fine details of the offense that you have to have for McDaniel's team offense. They just weren't there. They weren't executing. So I see why that was there.
Yeah, because when you think about it, when you watch most of the wide receivers doing their routes, you never seen too many of them. Like if the quarterback, regardless who it was in trouble, you never seen them like coming back. And that's something I'm used to seeing. In football, period, where if your quarterback is in trouble and you're out there running route, you try to come back if you can to help them out. And I didn't see too much of that for our receivers.
yeah, I mean it's like I said, like I always say, we'll never know everything because we're not in the building, but they had to have had a reason, and maybe that was the shakeup. Get rid of a guy that the guys liked, but maybe wasn't doing as good of a job as he could, and they said, all right, this is the one we're going to let go to make everybody understand you got to do what you're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't more yet to come.
Oh, me neither.
I'd love to see I'd love to see Darren Rizzo back. Rizzy. Is he still with the Saints?
Oh,
Yes, I believe so.
okay, so because when some team interested in him as a head coach, or maybe I'm mistaken.
No, I don't think so. I think the only talk was if he left New Orleans was coming back to Miami.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, I wouldn't mind him coming back.
I loved his expressions on the sideline. You messed up. He got in your face. the passion. He left it out there. He was like Dan Campbell. I mean, they let you have it. When you messed up, you knew about it.
Exactly.
He was a leader of among men. That's what he was.
Well, I hope
That's what we need.
I hope he comes back. I really do.
Really
Yeah.
hope we can get a culture change down there.
Yeah, that's going. Some of that's going to have to start in the front office, though. Hopefully, Ross can kind of adjust his attitude a little bit and hold everybody under him accountable and what have you. And if you can do that, that can kind of straighten out some issues. Make sure everybody's being held accountable.
Yeah.
Up under it. And when that trickles, and if you do that, that trickles down all the way down to the players, or even the custodians and who's cleaning you know, the gyms, wherever they play at.
Yeah, I would think I think Greer's going to step in a little bit more, and I know McDaniel's had his tantrum, getting over trying to keep Campbell there. I understand, fighting to keep him, but throwing a tantrum. If your coach is throwing tantrums, that's just going to trickle down, and that's why the players were coming in late. They were doing what they wanted. It's got to start from the top. You got to be a stern leader.
Exactly. That's what that just like I said, trickle down.
And I'm hoping that McDaniel could save the team. I actually do like him. I like his little bit of the swag, the young coach type thing. But normally when you're, this is what, year 4 he'll be coming up on, and a little nervous, but
Yeah, well, I think this is the prove it year.
Yeah. And I like him because I like his intellect, because I looked at his resume before we made him head coach, and I said, man, I like this resume. So I'm hoping that he would use more of that intellect and also learn to when you dealing with plays and schemes, if they're not working, learn to adjust. That's my biggest thing with him is adjustment. You got the intellect, man. Make the adjustment. If these plays are not working, then make adjustments. And what have you. Don't just stick with the same plays and what have you, and try to shove it down the opponent's throat. Especially if they know what you're going to do. You got to adjust. You got to make adjustments.
Well, that's been our biggest gripe for the last couple of years is he doesn't make the adjustments during the first half or at halftime, and you just don't know why. And he always says, "Yeah, I see it," but then he doesn't change it.
Yep.
right, and that comes back to he started from the bottom. He started the small stuff, the water boy helping out, and then working his way all the way up. He's overcome a lot of adversity, but now this is the real adversity. Now here to make a big thing. The wall's there. It's like now you got to find a way to get around it. This is why we pay the big bucks. It's time to take it another level that we have faith in that he can do it. But yes, he's got to do some changes.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him use the tight end more this year than he had the 2 previous years.
Mm-hmm.
But then when things get tight, it's always screen pass, throw behind the line, pitch it, behind the line. It's like, come on, the game's played north-south, not east-west.
Correct.
Exactly.
And then if he would have thrown to the tight end this year, and then we would have still had Gesicki like we had 2 years ago. I mean, we could have had something.
Oh man, think you got Gasecki and Juno Smith.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And then you're going to open up Waddle, and you're going to open up Hill. You got a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
Good teams have great tight ends.
Yeah.
Well, we have one now in Janu, and I would have rather kept Gesicki, but Gesicki can't block, so
Yeah, so we got to kind of see, other than Janu Smith, we got to see what's with the other tight ends on our roster, because we may have to might have to get something out. Well, I started to get something from free agency, but our cap, I don't know what's going to happen for our cap. Trying to get some free agents, but if not, we might have to try to find some a good tight end out of coming out of college.
We will have plenty of cap space by the time free agency starts.
That sounds good to me. That's what I want. And Grill, and you know, I gotta give this to Grill. When he first became the GM, he did straighten out a lot of bad cap that we had when he first came in, and I mean he sort of flipped it to the point where we had cap, we had two or three first round picks, and so you know I'm just like McDaniel need to improve, he needs to improve and go ahead and like I said, do your thing with free agency and with these guys coming out of college.
Well, we have plenty of draft picks this year, so
What do we do? Lose Derek?
he'll be back.
One of the things I can't find it right now. There was an article that we're looking at a safety from San Fran.
From the 49ers?
Yeah. I forget his name, but they said he's a Pro Bowl safety, $45 million safety, what they're talking.
Well, he's going to be a free agent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he's already making that kind of money, we can't afford to pay that.
I understand that. I'm just saying what I saw earlier, but I can't find the article on it.
Yeah, we're going to hear a lot of stuff between now and April and May, so you know, some of it will be like, all right, that sounds good, and other stuff are going to be like, what, are you kidding me? But
Dan Burke, what's up, brother?
what's up, Berkster?
Yeah, too many penalties. Burke is exactly right. We got to work on our discipline.
Yeah, the penalties, also the timing as far as getting the plays in as well. They got, you know, well, I would say we got a little bit better this season, but we still got room for improvement there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Mr. Pope.
Yeah, so development of Chop Robinson. I don't know what's going to happen when we get Chubb back.
Well,
Jalen Phillips.
You know, I'd like to see something happen with Kamara. I mean, we had him all year, and he was a healthy scratch all year except for like 2 games.
Well,
and
I like to see that too. I'm just trying to.
I mean, he's one of our drafts that Storm Duck played more than he did, and Storm Duck was an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that comes down to when they get in there, you know, does their skill set translate from college to the NFL? Do they impress the coaches? Do they get in the doghouse? You know, so I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that we obviously don't get to see. So
yeah, but if he was a healthy scratch all year, why was he even on the team? Really? I mean, he should have been at least there for backup or something.
Well, because they don't want to let him go, and then some other team picks him up, and then they're out.
He's back.
Hey guys, I don't know. My Starlink internet just completely shut itself down. It shut everything off in the whole house. I don't know. First time I've ever had that happen. I don't know if it was just Elon was like, "Oh, I'm just going to make an update right now."
But yeah, just be thankful down here, man. The internet and cable been acting up pretty bad down here.
Yeah, I'm going to bring my Starlink with me when I move down. So we'll see if they let me put up on the ceiling. If not, I'll put out in the yard. It can handle up on top of our house. I got these special balances. Can hold up to 170 mile an hour winds. So we'll find out. It'll get tested down there.
Yeah, because I used to have satellite with direct TV. The only problem was is that if it was real cloudy or raining or it was raining, I would kind of lose. I would lose. Uh-oh.
Signal, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess they've gotten better with the technology with satellite where that doesn't happen as much now.
Yeah,
I
see
think
that
so.
you probably had like HughesNet or something like that, and HughesNet actually tried to stop Elon Musk from bringing it out. Like it runs everything. Like I have barely had cell phone service where I was at, but it's a small little satellite. It may be like 10 by 12 little satellite you put up on the roof, or you can put out on the side, and it just runs from a direct cable, and you bring it into the house.
Mhm.
I get like 300 megabytes per minute. I mean, it's nothing like cable internet, but it pirates everything. I got like 20 devices, and it's great.
Mhm.
It's pretty cool, and then you can control everything on your phone too, like turn certain things on and off. It's pretty neat. Elon's definitely taking care of business.
Yeah, we can't have that here. My wife's got to have hardline internet to be able to work from home.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that's
Yeah, our
yeah.
company just finally approved. Like, say if I do take one of the new jobs, that's opportunity for me is to go like a remote tech, and they said as long they did finally approve Starlink to be one of the acceptable things. But yeah, when it rains hard, it don't cut out or anything. And then like with it being cold up here and it's snowing, it'll alert me. Satellite's getting cold, and then you scroll over on this little taskbar, and it turns a heater on, and it melts all the snow off of it.
That's
even the whole stand and everything. It goes may use a little bit more power consumption, and it melts everything off. So there's all this snow on the roof, and then the satellite's just perfect.
hmm.
It's pretty cool.
Now,
Well,
what do
the
you
more
get? What do you get with Starlink?
What do you mean?
Like TV wise?
Oh, I have DirecTV.
Oh, okay.
But I stream Netflix. I got these are called VC Pro 2 boxes. I got one upstairs, one downstairs in the man cave here, and I stream all these channels and stuff. I watch Disney Plus and all that stuff down here. We can even game on it too. The boy's on his gaming computer right now, and I could turn my PS5 on and still be streaming, and it doesn't affect it.
Okay.
We went years
so
without being able to even use a phone. It was terrible.
one thing you don't have to worry about in Jacksonville is snow on the roof.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'll bring my rubber duckies. I'll bring my floaties with me, so when it gets a little extra rain down there,
There, that you'll get.
So
Yeah, I feel
Well,
yeah.
what else we got to talk about, guys?
Not much unless you want to talk about the playoff games coming up. I mean, for us, it's that downtime of year where playoffs are going, and then we just wait for them to be over, and then we could start the next year after the Super Bowl is over. So,
did you guys see on the fan pages where the Tampa chapter's wanting to do something in Pittsburgh, meet and greet, and then there's I think I can't remember who else posted for the Carolina game too. I know Paul, you've been talking about that too, and some other people. But
Yeah.
they finally got some stuff for that, so that'll be neat.
Oh, we just got 4 games this weekend.
yep, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Saturday, you got Houston at Kansas City and Washington at Detroit.
I hope Houston beats the Chiefs, but I think all roads are going through Kansas City before the Super Bowl.
I just want to see Baltimore beat Buffalo.
I think that's
I'm
going to
with you on
happen.
that, John. I'm
Yeah.
with you on that.
Baltimore actually opened as a 1-point favorite. So,
In Buffalo, that's surprising. That is really surprising. And it's going to be cold up there, too. It's only game time supposed to be 8 degrees with 20-some plus mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, well, Baltimore's used to it, so
Yeah,
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
not as cold, but cold. So
Just pound the ball to King Henry. It'll be good to go.
I think the Rams get the Rams in Philadelphia, and I think the Rams can beat Philadelphia.
if they play the way they did this past weekend, yeah, and they're hot. They were the hottest team, I think, in the NFC going in. Would they win their last 4 or 5, and then the playoff game? So
Yeah.
yeah, they got hot at the right time.
You could definitely tell Hurts from the Eagles. He definitely struggled being out, a couple weeks with that concussion and everything, and he got his bell rung pretty good, and he's still trying to get back in the flow. You better hurry it up. I'm still thinking though it's going to be the Eagles and Lions for the NFC Championship would be my pick.
We'll find out this weekend. So
yeah, I would love to see Kansas City just fall to Houston, but I don't see it happening. Houston's another one that's not all that used to the cold.
yeah, and I'm not overly impressed with Houston. They played a good first game, but even when we played them out, down there, I was not impressed with them. I wasn't like, this team can go out and beat anybody.
Yeah.
And he only had the QB there. He only had like 130 some yards, and his 2 touchdown passes were all within inside the 10-yard line. He didn't even have any long passes or anything against us. We beat ourselves on that.
Oh yeah. No, we gave Houston a game. They kept trying to let us win it, and we just kept giving it right back to them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There was a post the other day. Did you guys see where it showed all the possible guys that we were losing in free agency? Like a guy had like a chart. I was just trying to think who it was, and then I tried to say
there's 24 of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know who posted that or what site that was on? Because I know I seen it on Facebook. I'd like to go back in and just try to check all that out, see who actually we're losing, and then start scouting some college players and see what we can do to fit them holes.
If I'm not mistaken, I think somebody on YouTube was doing that. I got to go back and see though. I'm not going to do it right now, but I think somebody on YouTube was talking about.
I think there's more than 24 actually.
I think there's 28. The list I sent you, I think, was 28.
I got it. I just pulled it up.
Yeah.
And we started to go over it one time, but this is where we care or don't care if they go. Quarterback Tyler Huntley, unrestricted. Running back Jeff Wilson Jr., unrestricted. Wide receivers, Braxton Berrios, unrestricted. River Craycraft, unrestricted. I would like to keep Craycraft, I think, really.
Yeah, I would too. Berrios is gone.
Yeah.
I like to keep Jeff Wilson.
Go ahead, Mr. Pope.
No, I said I would like to keep Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, because he's a different style running back. He's got some build to him and stuff.
Yeah, where's he at when we had 4th and 1 and 4th and 2?
They didn't use him.
They didn't use him.
Yeah.
He was there.
He was a healthy scratch most of the games, wasn't he?
Yeah.
D. Eskridge, unrestricted. Anthony Schwartz is restricted. Grant Dubose is exclusive rights.
Wait a minute, what does that mean? I'm not too sure on that. Can somebody explain that to me?
Exclusive rights means we have the first option of offering him a contract, and he can decide whether he's going to sign it or go out and test free agency, but he can't talk to anybody until after we have sat down with him and offered him a contract.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Thanks, Johnny, on that.
Now, this next one, he's unrestricted, but I never even... There's Mr. Winters.
Winters, what's up, brother?
How you doing tonight, man? Sorry about being late, but got to take care of stuff beforehand. You know that.
Yep.
I never even heard of this guy. He's unrestricted. but tight end Jack Stoll.
Nah,
He was a
I
practice. He was a practice squad guy, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think they brought him in after we lost Forson to the Chiefs when they picked him up off the practice squad, and then we picked him up. I can't remember where he came from, but I think I could be wrong, but I believe he came after that.
Then we have, these are all winners. These are all people that are free agents.
I'm listening.
O-line, Isaiah Wynn, unrestricted. Robert Jones, unrestricted. Liam Eichenberg, unrestricted. Kendall Lamb, unrestricted. Jackson Carman, unrestricted. Keon Smith, exclusive rights. That's all O-line. That's free agent.
Okay, well, let me see. Lamb, Wynn, and you mentioned one guy that he had flashes. I'm not saying he's a good lineman. Carmen, I think you mentioned Carmen.
Jackson Carman.
Yeah, he looked. Well, no, like I said, I'm not. He looked nice in one or two games, but that doesn't mean that he's a good offensive lineman.
Now,
So definitely, I would kind of think about Wynn and Lamb.
yeah. Depends on their health and stuff too.
Yeah.
Kendall Lamb, didn't he hurt his back or his neck or something? A disc or something is why he went out.
Okay, if he
They put him on. They put Kendall on IR right toward the end of the season.
I didn't know that. I did not know.
There we
We
go.
got to kind of get away from these injury-prone players. We got to stop bringing these guys, on our teams, and we're having to start.
More people like Elias Campbell.
Good luck with that. And the way I look at it is like this, gentlemen, and I'm going to say this. We got about all our money tied into 5 players on our team right now as we speak. And we just gave away a lot of that money last season. So now, since we have all these people that are unrestricted free agents, you already know what's going to happen. One or two things. Either they're going to be like, oh, we want to come back. We want to play for y'all. Or they decide to go somewhere else. And guess what? We're going to either have to go into free agency or do something in the draft. One of the two.
Yeah. Well, the next group is defensive line, which is Calais Campbell, Benita Jones, Matt Dickerson, and Deshaun Hand. All unrestricted.
That's not good.
We definitely have to draft there. We need draft 2 linemen, 1 defensive interior line, and a safety.
Well, when Campbell makes up his mind whether he's coming back or not coming back, and I give the guy credit for playing this year and as hard as he did. So if he wants to come back at a decent price, sign him. If he decides he's going to retire, all the luck in the world. He was great for the team. He's a great team leader. So
exactly.
What kind of cap are we going to have? We're looking about what I've seen, maybe around $5 or $6 million, right? And then
no. By the time the off season gets here and they start restructuring contracts, they start cutting guys post June 1st and stuff. And then whatever the cap goes up, you're probably looking between 50 and 60 million.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That's why it cracks me up with these people that don't understand the cap and how it works. Oh, we're in cap hell because we only have $5 million. Yeah, we have $5 million right now. Once they make some cuts, they restructure some contracts.
You look exactly what New Orleans did last year. They were $80 million in the hole.
Right.
That's correct. About that. Right.
And still got under the number they needed to be at. So
yeah.
By the time we restructure a few contracts for guys that underperformed and say, or want another year, but we can only give them a little bit more and we restructure it to push some money down the road. Then they come out. What did go up last year? Almost $40 million. The cap.
I think it was like 36 or 38 million. Yeah.
So it's going to be over 40 million this year because of TV revenue and stuff.
So you're probably international games.
Yeah. So you're probably looking at the cap going up,
45, I think.
Yeah, between 40 and 45, plus restructures, plus the $5 million we have. We're going to be somewhere between 50 and 60 million in cap space. Now,
we should
part
be
of that
good.
you have to set aside for the draft,
Yeah.
you know, because you got to be able to pay them. So,
Okay, the next
Yeah.
group of guys are outside linebackers: Emmanuel Ogba,
Mm-hmm.
Tyus Bozer, Quentin
Ooh.
Bell, and Cameron Good. Bell is restricted, and Cameron Good is exclusive rights.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Good come back, get his opportunity
Yeah. Bell.
for low money. Yeah, all through.
You said Quincy Bell also?
Quentin Bell.
Quentin Bell? Yeah. He looked like he had a couple good games.
and if Agbo wants to come back for the right price, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll
I
bring
would.
all three of those guys back if we can.
We can get
Then we-
all four of them as get all four of them as like a team friendly deal. I think that'd be great.
The next group are linebackers: Anthony Walker Jr., Tyrell Dodson, Duke Riley, and Cam Brown.
Guys,
I got a
bring
funny
Dodson
feeling
back.
Duke Riley's not going to be with us. I don't think Duke Riley's going to be with us next season.
The only one I really want on that list is Dotson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dodson.
You're gonna have to pay him some money. He's got he definitely balled out. He's got that chip on his shoulder.
Yes, he
He
does.
could be a leader, captain. You know what I mean? An aggressive guy that could lead that team, and we need some hard nosed thumpers, and I think he would be one.
The next group, we have two cornerbacks: Sarayan Neal, unrestricted, and Cater Kohu, restricted.
Duran Neal was a pretty good special teams guy from Buffalo. He came from Buffalo last year. Came to us.
And Kovu's been playing better. He's been playing better every year. So I have no issues with Cater, but like I said, it's going to come down to the agents and all that good stuff and stuff that we're not going to be able to hear or see or whatever as fans, and we're just going to sit there and see how this thing plays out. You know, I mean, everybody would love to have everybody back, but it just doesn't work that way. So we just got to, like my man Johnny O always says, we just got to wait and see.
And now the next group, I could care less if any of them comes back. Safeties: Javon Holland, Jordan Poyer, Elijah Campbell.
We do a future thing for Campbell or somebody that we just did. We signed for another contract. Or is that the wrong? I know we did something on somebody. Free safety. I think it was Campbell. I'm just not 100% sure.
I don't know. I didn't see any of that.
Out of those three, wouldn't Campbell be the best out of those three? I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely the cheapest.
And then long snapper Jack McQuaid.
What's that about? What you say about McKay? Who's that?
Jack McQuaid's long snapper.
Oh.
We got to
I
bring.
think we still have Blake Ferguson under contract, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say he should be our. Hopefully, he's back and he's healthy. I don't know what happened, but
I don't know. I'll have to try and message his dad and talk to his dad. Because I can't message Blake. He doesn't do messages on any of that stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chris Otwell always sat with him right beside his parents. That's why he always wore the 44 jerseys all the time, because he's right beside mom and dad, and everybody in the family comes down. But Blake's been real silent. He don't say nothing, which, I mean, you got to. You can't just leak anything out.
As you should, and that's beautiful. And that's how it's supposed to be.
All right.
We're long distance cousins, Derek.
Yeah.
Hey, he even wrote it on a helmet to me. Two cuz. Fins up. He said two cuz. Blake signed his name and put fins up underneath it. I have it on a full size helmet.
Does that list include special teamers that you were reading off of?
That's everybody. That's all free agent.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I also think we could lose most of them and bring some other guys in. You know, get the draft, get some undrafted free agent. I think we're gonna be okay. I really do. I just think safety and definitely offensive line.
Some rest.
That's the two things I want. The main thing is when Chris Greer's finally mentioned in the offensive line, that's what's gonna. We really need him to step up on the line. Like you got all that money in Tua. It's time to, it's time to make it happen. He's one hit away from, a bad hip or something again. Got too much money invested.
That should be an interesting subject through this whole training, the draft and everything. Because we need not just one, but two quarterbacks. Not one. We cannot go into next season with two quarterbacks. We cannot.
Right.
You just can't. If we go into next season, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. I'm keeping it 100 with y'all. If we go into next season with two quarterbacks, I don't expect a lot. I really don't. I don't. And I'm not trying to be a jerk by saying that. I'm just keeping it 100 with everybody and myself. You cannot, I repeat, cannot sit there and be playing with only two quarterbacks on the roster. You can't.
Right.
I agree with.
We got to start, even though Tua got his money, we have to put some pressure on Tua to where he needs to get himself right. You got to put some pressure on him.
You know what I mean? Because
he can't handle pressure.
That's not going to be easy. That's not going to be easy.
We need Thick Tua back. He did the best then. That was when he didn't get hurt that year.
No, it's Fat Tua, not Thick Tua.
Hey, I'm trying to be nice. us big boys like thick.
No, I'm fat.
I am too. It happens.
Don't feel bad. I'm with you guys.
Hey, look, shit.
We just got a little extra loving. That's all. Keeps us extra warm up here for the cold.
The Slim was Dolphin winners of Johnny O.
Good luck with that, bro.
Yeah, I'm not Joe. I am not slim. Trust me.
I'm not slim by any means. Trust and believe. I'm a big dude, my damn self.
Mine's all
that far now.
mine's all in my belly.
Sure.
What's mine's at? In the belly.
Yeah.
Yes, it should be interesting to see what we're going to do. We got a long ways before we go to the draft and all that stuff. I mean, we still got games to be played over the weekend, which is going to be some good weekends. Papa Paul, I heard you, and I fully agree with you. Because, I got so much hate. People are like, oh, you're hating. I said, why do y'all think that I'm hating because I don't pick the home team? I got every right to sit there and pick who I think that's going to win the game over the weekend. And y'all just think y'all just going to waltz into the fucking Super Bowl and they just going to hand you the trophy. Stop it. Fucking stop it. I said, y'all some delusional motherfuckers talking about Eagle fans. Y'all just delusional. Y'all still got to play the game. Y'all didn't look good against Green Bay. They didn't. The defense did what they were supposed to do, but the offense did not look good at all. It didn't. It looked not good at all. And the key thing to their offense is Saquon. I've been saying it all year long. Yep. It's been Saquon. It hasn't been Hurts. Hasn't been A.J. Brown. Hasn't been Dotson. Hasn't been none of those guys. It's been Saquon Barkley. And if Saquon gets shut down, and that game got to go in the hands of Jalen Hurts, I doubt that because he did not look good. He was just coming back off a concussion protocol, and he did not look good. He didn't.
He did not.
No, he didn't look good at the end of the year.
No.
The receivers were mad at him. They weren't talking to each other. They all looked pissed on the sideline. So,
well, I'm like this, and I'm going to be honest with you. This is not the same Rams team that they faced earlier in the season, too.
No, so the Rams are the hottest team right now.
And I'm going to tell you something. You think they don't have to play? They are playing for a purpose. They are playing for communities and a whole city down there. So if you don't think that these men are not playing for a purpose and trying to help these people have some type of morale or some type of glimpse of light in their lives because they have to start over. If you think they're not playing for those people, you got a bigger thing coming because it don't matter if it's going to be ice cold, hot, don't matter. These boys is coming to Philadelphia to play at 3:00 on Sunday.
Exactly.
And they're firing on all cylinders too.
I told people, I'm like, because I don't pick your team, it doesn't mean that I'm a hater. This is what you ask me, and this is what I'm telling. Like I'm supposed to be since the Dolphins are not in the playoffs, I'm supposed to root. No, Where in the book did that go from there? Because I tell anybody, I watch the game for the love of the game, and shout out to Jaconda. I sat there and said this on one of his posts. I said, I love the game of football. I watch the game, and I'm going to continue to watch the games because I love football. But it's Dolphins over everybody. Every single solitary day, until I sit there and take my last breath. So I don't care how anybody feels about that. Yeah, I watch the games, but who are you rooting for? Still rooting for my team that's sitting at home. You have lost your mind if you think I'm going to sit there and start rooting for somebody else just because. Nope. No.
Dolphin winners, I'm with you 100%. I feel the
Yeah,
same.
come
I
on.
I just love the game of football, period. And I've said this on other platforms. I love football from the Pop Warners all the way up to the NFL, the CFL, and any other leagues out there. I just love football, period. And
One thing I want to
like I said, the Miami Dolphins, that's it. That's the team
say
there. I ain't
about the
giving that my team up for nobody. No other team out there. My season may be over, but that's still my team.
exactly. And I tell people, I'm like, but I tell people, I said, I don't know where people get this, where if I'm not rooting for your team and I'm a hater. No. How about y'all didn't look good last week and the Rams look great? And how about I'm looking at performances, I'm looking at how things go and how this, that, and the other. I said, y'all better recognize that you got a team coming in here that's not afraid of y'all. And like Johnny said, they're hot. And they're hot at the right time. And I really believe that Baltimore is going to go into Buffalo. And I think Baltimore is going to beat the shit out of Buffalo with King Henry running on them. And believe you me, I believe that was the missing piece for them last season when they played them in Baltimore last season. Or in Buffalo last season. I really believe they needed that running game and they didn't have it. Now they got King Henry back there. I think that's going to help them a lot to win their game. So I see Baltimore beating Buffalo this weekend, and I see the Rams beating the Eagles this weekend.
Yeah, because Baltimore definitely had three injured running backs in and out last year.
Right.
And put more on Lamar, and everybody keeps talking about Josh Allen. Whoever wins this game is getting MVP. So Lamar's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yes.
Who has Josh Allen ever beaten in the playoffs?
If they win and they got to go to Kansas City, that they will not. Buffalo cannot win in Kansas City in the playoffs. I'm telling you.
Who has Josh Allen actually beat?
He hasn't beat anybody.
Right. All his wins in the playoffs are against backup quarterbacks, scrub quarterbacks. You know, he can't beat the big guys in the playoffs. So he beat Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson was concussed.
Right. And Dolphin winners, back to your thing there. Like I said, I will always be a Dolphins fan. I went out the other day. Guy goes to me, "Why are you wearing your Dolphins stuff? They're not in the playoffs anymore." I said, "It doesn't matter. Dolphins, I bleed aqua and orange. It doesn't matter if they're in there or not. Now, I will root for some other teams, do my picks. But like you said, Dolphins over everyone, no matter what."
See, that's different, Derek. You got some bread on the motherfuckers. I'm definitely cheering like, yo, come on now, come on. I got money on y'all, and I'm screaming like, yo, y'all need to win. That's different. But in the same sense, I tell everybody, I said, this is a lifestyle. All the time. People are like, you got Dolphin jacket? You a Dolphin fan? I said, y'all don't understand. This is a lifestyle. This is not something that shut down after February. This goes on through March, all the way up until training camp, all the way up to everything, all the way to the next season. And they be like, yo, I got people that don't even know me from a can of paint. They know. They like, yo, that's the Dolphin guy right there. And they know. When I start talking about my team, I really do know about my team because I had to tell a gentleman the other day because he's an Eagles fan. He said, I don't know how you can be from this city and you from another team. I said, easy. I said, it's real easy. I said, I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm a Dolphins fan. I've been a Dolphin fan for 30 years of my life. I said, it's very easy. I said, I go down to the game on a regular basis. I said, have you been to an Eagles game lately? And that just shut the whole conversation down. I said, you live in the city and ain't been to an Eagles game. But I fly out to Dolphin games, not just in Florida, but I take trains, planes, and automobiles to games on the East Coast. And hopefully I can go up to the West Coast one time. So I said, don't come at me, sir. I said, you better do your homework before you start fucking with people.
Right. That's why I love being super close. Well, I'm only 2 hours from Jaconda. You know, he's down in Baltimore, and I love his videos. He keeps it real. He does, and I love it. I just need to make it down to one of the meets there before. Well, I was hoping to make it one of the meets down there that they have to get-togethers, but that's not going to happen now because new season.
Papa
But
Smurf.
Definitely, yeah, with him, and shout out to him and Sick Turtle because they're the ones that put those get-togethers together for the Dolphins.
Maryland.
Dolphins in Maryland, yes.
Yep.
So without a doubt.
Oh, you always have people putting stuff together. Stephen D and them did them in Baltimore, Philly, and Washington last year. Ashley and Lou did them in Indy and Houston and stuff this year. So you can always find somebody that's got something going on in an away game.
And that Redskins game last year, or the Commander game last year, there was more Dolphins fans there, and that was wild. I sat up at the club level, and people were like, "Where do you guys come from?" I'm like, "We fly in all over. Like,
yeah,
we're booming. It ain't." They were shocked. Where do you guys come from? I'm like, all over.
Well, MetLife this year, the last game, it was half Dolphins fans in there, and the place wasn't full because none of the Jets fans showed up. So
It's too cold for them.
I was down in the 50 club, and it was mostly Dolphins fans in the 50 club.
Yo, that's wild. That's wild.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, it was almost all Dolphins fans standing behind our bench right outside the 50 club. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Because our fan base had expanded out of the United States, Mexico, Canada.
Man.
Oh, my goodness.
We got Mexico, we got Canada, we got Japan, we got Germany, we got Denmark. I mean, we got Australia. I mean, we're all over the place. We are all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to the next the fan meetup, like the fan thing, like we had there, boat campers. I was shocked by how many people were there that were even just not even from Florida. Like, my goodness, there was just so many people, and people would leave, and then 100 more people would come in, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh,
my wife was shocked too. She's like, wow, this is insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are multiplying, my brother. We are multiplying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, thank goodness to Mark. Mark did a heck of a job doing that, and that was awesome.
Yeah. Shout out to Mark Angelo and his beautiful wife, Rusty. Happy belated to Rusty Angelo, because her birthday was just the other day.
Yesterday.
So happy birthday.
Definitely. You know.
Was it yesterday or was it today?
I want to say it was
yesterday. No, it was yesterday. Yesterday, yeah.
I want to say yesterday. You know, I laugh because I start cracking up because I remember the first time I met Rusty, and I was like, "Why do they think that you're a man?" She started cracking up because people would be like, "Rusty, who's Rusty?" I was like, "It's the man's wife."
You know, it's funny. She's not even really a Dolphins fan.
I know. You know, it's basically almost the same way as Jared for Ali. You know,
I've seen that post. I've seen a post that she wrote on there. For me meeting him, you would think he's a diehard fan too, but he's just there to support his wife, and that is awesome. He's not even a football guy. He just wants to hang out with all the guys that drink the beer and smoke cigars.
Absolutely. He said, as long as she's happy, and I know how much this means to her, he said, I'm all aboard. And I said, Jared, you're a great dude. And I even told him, I said, y'all guys need anything, y'all let me know. And I meant that wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love that you even have people that are not even fans, but they support us and they know how much it means, not just to just significant others, but they know how the fan base are. And you know, trust and believe, our fan base can be good, bad, and ugly. And I love everybody, but Lord have mercy.
Dolphin, you so right on that part.
I mean, hey, listen, look, I ain't nobody. I'm keeping it a whole 100. I love my family, but some of them out there, some of them cousins, man. Woo, boy. Well, another subject. We're not gonna go there, but we're gonna leave it just like that.
Right.
I'm just glad that all the negative stuff finally calmed down. It's like now they're actually starting to speak sense and like, hey, what can we do in the draft to replace some of these guys? It's like finally we're starting to do some normal thinking here instead of bash.
Oh, don't worry about it. First preseason game, that'll be bashing. Don't even worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. They'll pick somebody, whether it's Tua or somebody else. They'll be picking on somebody and talking garbage.
Once the OTAs start and then training camp start, the bashing will all be there.
Oh no! As soon as the draft happens, they're going to be bashing some of the picks. Why did we take this guy? Why? How come not this guy? We passed on this guy. You know, everybody's a GM and everybody's got their wants, and you can want all you want, but it ain't going to happen. They're going to draft who they draft. Just cheer for them.
Preach.
I mean, heck, Tua could win the Super Bowl and they still find a way to bash him for something.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, well, are you really a fan then? Like, come on now.
And then also, when you think about it, I'm sorry. I was about to say, when you think about it too, with our GM, if you think about it, if you look back in the past, he got us out of a bad cap situation when he took over from Tannenbaum. He came in and got us out of a real bad cap situation. So I think he can do it again. So just like John Yo was saying, you know, it's some things going that's going to come down the line that can give us, you know, a good cap coming up this season. So I forgot all about that, but John Yo, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, we're going to be fine as far as the cap goes. I mean, we're not going to have a ton of money. I mean, 50 to 60 million, you sign one player, you know, maybe you have to overpay a little bit here or there in free agency just to get them because they're good. But, you know, we're not in cap hell by any means.
Mm-hmm.
People think we are because they see that number. Oh, we only got 5 million in cap space. Yeah. Until the new cap comes out, we see how much it goes up until contracts are restructured. See how much we get back from that. You know, you're going to make some cuts post June 1st, you know, because then the cap hit goes way down or not at all. So I'm not worried.
And one good positive thing, Greer has actually hit pretty good in the draft. I mean, some of them ain't on the team anymore. Like, we need a safety, and you know, we drafted Mika Fitzpatrick and let him go. He was decent. We had Laramie Tunsil. He was good. You know, we've had star players. So I still have faith in Greer to make it. I'm not happy with a lot of stuff some of them do in McDaniels, but you got to have faith. If you don't, then you shouldn't even be a fan. Then.
I'm like this. I understand what you're saying, Derek, and I will say this. I think a lot of people do have faith, but we've seen this movie before. And until this organization can somewhat bend the needle or push the needle a little bit in a different direction, instead of just hiring or getting free agents to sit there and put like the icing on some doo-doo sometimes. Look, I love the fact that we had Tyreek. I love the fact that we got Ramsey. I love the fact that we got these big names, but I need to see wins, and I need to be playing right now. We don't need to be sitting at home with the way we are right now, and we need to get our shit together because, like I said to everybody, and I will say it again, the New England Patriots will be back next season. The Buffalo Bills are not going any fucking where. We don't know what direction the Jets are going, but if they get a fucking defensive-minded head coach in that bitch, we are going to have a problem. So Miami better get their heads out their asses. And because our door, because I think Johnny L remembers this conversation, Paul remembers this conversation, and even you, Mr. Paul, could remember this conversation we had when we first started doing this podcast. The door for the Miami Dolphins is closing very, very quickly and swiftly. We just talked about this a couple years ago where the door was open for maybe 2 years at the most. So we're at that second year right now.
Yeah.
And the way this year ended was not good. So I'm like this. I don't know the mentality of these men. None of us do. But I will say this. If shit don't change, it's going to be a complete overlaps, and there's going to be some change. It's going to be some changes, and I wouldn't be surprised. It'll be some pink slips going out real soon.
I agree.
Well, it has to change. I mean, we got to get in the playoffs next year and win at least one game, or I think we're going to be starting all over again.
Yeah, we're the longest team right now that hasn't had a playoff win.
Yep, we took that spot from the Detroit Lions.
Go ahead, fire me.
You can't fire the CEO.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but I will say next season will be a hot seat season for
Oh, I
some of the, yeah, it's definitely going to be that.
agree.
We can sit here and
Agree.
say, oh, it's not going to be. It's next season. It's going to be a hot seat for the organization and some players as well. So you
Because
can
I'm like
sugarcoat
this.
it all you want.
Go ahead, Mr. Polk. I'm sorry.
No, I'm finished. Go ahead.
Our schedule is not sweet by any means. We're facing the AFC North. We're facing the NFC South, and we're facing the Chargers out of the NFC West next season, which that's going to be a very interesting game. That's going to be a very interesting game. And that's a team that could really sit there and sneak up. They might not have had shit together. Herbert didn't have his shit together, but that defense and all of them, trust and believe. Like, everybody's going to be amped up and geared to go against us. You don't think they're going to be amped up and geared to go against New Smith in Atlanta, knowing that he left Atlanta and came to Miami? You don't think those teams are going to be sitting there? Oh, Tyreek is on that team. You know, we know what we want to do. We want to shut down Tyreek. We want to shut down the noise. And tired of hearing this, that, and the third. We better get our heads out of our butts. Literally, we better. Because if not, we could be the last place team next season.
Yeah. Agree.
Now, if we go all the way and win one playoff game and you lose the second one, what do you do then? Do you still try to keep building off that, or no? What would be a positive thing? Even if we win one, what do you do?
Well, I mean, part of that depends on where you're playing at. Are you playing at home? Are you playing on the road? Are you playing a team that's got 2-3 more wins than you over the course of the year and has played better? I mean, listen, if you get into playoffs and you're a top seed and you lose at home, things still don't look very bright. If you're a bottom seed and go on the road and win a game and then lose the next one in a close game, okay, things are looking brighter. But we got a long way to go. There's way too much stuff in the off season. I just want to enjoy the playoff games and then the Super Bowl. And
I'm ready to hit the fast forward button. I'm ready to get back and hanging out with everybody and get this draft started. And
me and you both.
I'm ready to get rocking and rolling. I need my Dolphins football. I get bored.
Shit,
What do you mean really get bored? I already am bored.
I'm about to say that.
Well, see, with me and Dolphin Winters, we have wrestling, to kind of keep us going, during the out season.
All day, every day.
There you go.
I'm gonna get ready to watch AEW here, the replay here soon, and then.
I don't tell me nothing yet because I watch it tomorrow, so I can't wait. I usually watch it the next day, so.
And then I'm ready for WrestleMania. That's going to be interesting. And then I watched the new, Monday Night Raw here when it opened up on Netflix. It was pretty wild.
Right.
I just want Brock Lesnar to come back. I miss Brock Lesnar.
That's not happening.
I know.
I'm with you on that. I know it's not happening, but I'm with you on that. I would like to see him come back myself, but I don't know what's going on with him. I guess maybe
Vince McMahon is what happened to him, and all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Yep, Vince McMahon ruined him.
That's all he
No, he kind of had something to do with it himself. If he didn't get himself involved with that whole thing with the lawsuit and everything, and they're not letting out his part of it, but he had some things to do with all that stuff as well. So. I don't think you're gonna see anytime.
I'm not a big fan of The Rock running it all. It's like I don't know. I love The Rock, but I'm just not all on that. Him running everything and being the boss, and I don't know.
Well, he's like it or not, he's officially a part of that crew, and he is. I mean, I'm gonna say this. From a man that came from CFL with nothing but $20 in his pocket to being one of the top guys at that seat, at that chair, making like basically a billionaire now.
Yeah, that's why his TV production it was called $7 because he had $7 left to his name when he went.
Yep. So
he'll always be a childhood idol for sure. Like the people's elbow and that eyebrow, and
Oh, man. I met him twice. I cooked breakfast for him at the Marriott. Every time I met The Rock, I met him on at least 3 to 4 different occasions. And every time I met him, when they say he's a people's champ, he really is about the people. And he really is a real humble and really, really good guy. And that's one thing I liked about him. It didn't matter. He was exhausted for WrestleMania when he was here back in 25 years ago when WrestleMania was here back in 90, 99 in Philadelphia, because I went when The Rock was going against Stone Cold. I was there for that. I met him when they did a memorabilia show for Gary Albright. He was a wrestler that wrestled for All Japan Wrestling. He wrestled for University of Nebraska. He was one of their top wrestlers, but he went over to Japan, made a big name for himself, and just sadly, he passed away in the ring. And they had a big memorial for him and a show for him to raise money for his family. And I met The Rock then, and I can tell you, he's a really, 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 really good guy. Really.
Well, I would like to see him, make it into the front office. I think he's there. Also, he has his daughter.
His daughter's there. Yeah, NXT.
So,
hey, she's a referee now, right? Or she's still wrestling?
No, she's not a referee.
No,
she's
his daughter is the GM of NXT.
Yeah, general manager.
General manager. Okay.
Yeah, Ava. Ava's the general manager.
Nice looking girl too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I just want him to go off to PG for a little bit.
That's not happening. Due to the sponsors, they already said they're not doing that. Then everybody
I want the Attitude Era back a little bit.
Oh my God, you asking a lot.
That Attitude Era was the greatest. That was our greatest childhood ever. The DX moment, stuff going to school.
Oh my goodness.
We got in trouble from all that watching all the wrestling.
I used to look forward to flicking the channels back and forth, flicking between WCW Nitro and Raw is War every fucking Monday night.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. It really was.
Yeah.
It really was. So, I mean, definitely, I go back to the Ric Flair days and all that, and different things like that. And Ric Flair is one of my favorite wrestlers, but, he's not really a nice guy in person.
Yeah, unless you throw some money at him or some alcohol. He came here to our small local town for a thing, and I sat right beside him and had a drink with him. He was pretty cool there, but he got paid and he had all the attention on him, so he was kind of happy.
As long as he getting paid, he good. When he ain't getting paid, he ain't trying to hear it.
Right.
I wonder how his daughter's doing, because I haven't seen her in a while. I know she had some kind of issue with her knee.
She'll be back in about a couple weeks. I think they're saving her for either the Royal Rumble, which is a couple weeks away. So they're going to try to bring her in then. And they're going to probably bring Becky Lynch around the same time, too. So Becky Lynch and her.
That sounds about right, because she's been out.
I keep seeing some stuff on. I keep seeing on the wrestling page that I follow. They're saying that Charlotte versus what's the new young girl that just wanted the Money in the Bank? She had it. Tiffany. Yeah, I like Tiffany Stratton. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. I like her a lot.
Yeah, but she turned on what's her name? That's going.
Jax.
Yeah, they're gonna be knocking their ass on that.
I don't even know how she's still there. She's injured so many people. Like, wow.
And you know why she's still there? Because she's family with The Rock.
Yeah, I know.
The
Usos, Roman Reigns,
we'll be here all night talking about the whole family. That family
exactly. That's a big family and going way back. You're not talking about just a couple of years. Going way back. That's a big family. You're right about that. Though.
And I was a big Roman fan for the longest time. I had all the shirts and everything, and then they just kind of pushed him down to having a championship for that long. I know they wanted him to beat the record, but it got to the point to where it was like, all right, this is enough. Like, but I'll always be a Roman fan now. I'm glad he's back in the OG now, OCT.
I'll say this about Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is definitely a good cash cow, but I need to see Roman Reigns actually wrestle. I'm tired of seeing Spear and a Superman punch. I actually would like to see him wrestle because I'm a wrestling fan. And when I say I'm a wrestling fan, I'm a Steven Regal fan. I'm a Dean Malenko fan. I'm a Zack Sabre Jr. fan. I am a fan of people that actually can do technical wrestling, do reversals, do holds. That I mean, eventually after a while, that flipping through the sky and shit is nice, is good. But I'm a technical guy. I wrestled in high school. So with that being said, I need to see you actually wrestle.
Yeah, what's American Made, and then what's Chad Gable? That's Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle.
Um,
What's the guy? Oh my goodness, I can't think of his name because he's married to one of the what's that guy's name? Because he's like the Kurt Angle also.
Chad Gable.
No, not Chad Gable. Well, Chad Gable's one of them also. Good grief.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan. That's him.
Yeah.
That's him. All those guys kind of are like generations of each other. And then, Dolphin, when you mentioned Dean Malenko, the man of 1,000 goals.
Dean Malenko, Steven
Yeah.
Regal. Steven Regal schooling Goldberg was one of my favorite matches of all time. Because Goldberg got a lesson, and Goldberg got a lesson in professional wrestling where you need to learn how to sell, sir. You need to learn how to sell moves. You need to learn how to do certain things, and you need to learn how to do and sell and do things for other wrestlers, not just you going out there doing your little move, doing your spear, and then just trashing people. And Steven Regal got fired. He got fired behind that because they said, we want you to go out there and have a match with Goldberg. And he schooled him. And I was so happy that he did.
Yeah. See, I think with wrestling now with the new era here, I think I'm harder on the newer era just because of the era that I grew up in, the Attitude Era. Because if you look at all them, they're all Hall of Famers. They all could have ran the show or the business by themselves. So like I was just in a great childhood, and I think that's why I'm harder on the new guys.
Absolutely.
I hear you on that because I've been watching wrestling ever since, like I said, I was able to understand what how to watch TV and everything. I've been watching wrestling, and got a chance to see wrestling in real life. So, oh man, I know what you're talking about.
And then Chris Benoit, Bret Hart. My brother used to put me in the sharpshooter every time he could, man. We used to have a wrestling ring outside and tap it out to the sharpshooter. And that move actually does really hurt.
The first time I seen Chris Benoit wrestle was the New Japan Super Show when WCW went against New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that was the first time I seen him, and he was wrestling against a masked Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Then what's the thoughts on Penta coming to WWE?
So I'm happy that he's there. I'm happy.
I like it.
I'm happy that he's there. He's from AEW. He came from AEW.
Oh, he's in WWE.
He's in WWE. Yeah. He debuted Monday.
Penta? Oh my goodness!
And it was a good
wish they would have put him. I wish they would have gave him. I wish they would have gave him his segment. The first Netflix showing, but his whole family came on the next one there in San Diego.
Yes.
Was it San Jose or San Diego?
I think it was San Diego. I think. I'm not sure. Don't get me to lying. But it was a good match. It was a good match. I really enjoyed it.
We need to do a Dolphin, or not Dolphin. We need to do a wrestling podcast.
Hey, listen, Derek. I'm like this now. Shake Money said he's going to be doing a wrestling podcast starting in February after the football season is. So we can get with Shake and find out exactly when he's going to do it. And he'll have no problem sending you the link because you talking about wrestling? Trust me, I could talk wrestling all day. And we're talking 80s, 90s. I stopped watching WWE when WWE bought WCW. I stopped watching them because there's no competition.
Right.
So,
I do like that AEW's back doing a little bit of stuff, and and I like how they actually. Did you realize, like, for the first time in how many years, the Triple H actually allowed the talent to actually have the holidays off? That was awesome.
Well, You know who said that, and it had to be. They had to get Vince out of the picture.
Yep.
They had to get Vince out the picture, and until Vince was out of the picture, you wasn't going to be able to do none of that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thank Vince McMahon for making professional wrestling for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But then I've never gave Vince McMahon no more money. I've been going to a WWE show in almost, no exaggeration, gentlemen, 25, 26 years. So I refuse to sit there and go to a wrestling show and watch somebody talk in a ring for 45 minutes before a wrestling match starts.
Right. Yeah, I got to go to a couple. I got to go to a couple of AEW shows up in Pittsburgh, and they might talk for a minute or two, but then they're wrestling.
Right. And I'm not going to lie to you, Derek. I went to the recent Collision show here in Philly a couple months ago, and it was probably one of the worst shows I went to. So I don't know what AEW is doing, but I was not impressed. I wasn't impressed at all, and I don't know what Tony Khan's got to do, but he better get it together.
Yeah, I know. Well, they pulled the Collision now, right? It's done now. There's no more Collision.
Rampage. No more Rampage.
Oh, Rampage. Okay.
Yeah, there's no more Rampage. So all you got is Dynamite and Collision. That's it.
Being in Jacksonville, I'm going to go to a couple of the shows that there, if they still have them there. I'm going to try to get into what's the place called there?
Place.
Dailies. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I would look that up definitely.
So I want to see John Moxley. I love the Shield. You know what I mean? You love the Shield. I was in Baltimore when they first debuted, or that time they came down the steps and seen Roman, and I had it on video. I'm like right there with them.
Wow, you was there?
Yeah, they came right at my seats. I was right there, and I got a picture with Roman. Yeah, it was bad. It was cool.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it was wild.
I gotta give kudos to John Moxley because man, he has really stepped up in his career, especially right now. I mean, good grief.
They said he's a leader. He's helped running all that stuff since Cody left.
Yeah.
John Moxley is the only wrestler that can actually say he held the WWE, New Japan, AEW heavyweight titles, world titles.
Yeah.
No other wrestler can say that.
And he's not finished yet.
He's far from done.
He's far from finished.
Right. But yeah, definitely. I'm definitely down for a wrestling podcast. Like I said, I'll get with Shake, or you can contact Shake yourself, and they'll find out when he wants to do it. And I'm definitely down for that. I definitely like talking professional wrestling, without a doubt.
Same here.
Yeah, because I like watching, I follow on Facebook Dave Metzler and his page about the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dirt.
It's somebody on YouTube that every now and then, in fact, not too long ago, does a wrestling. If it's the FTN, does a wrestling podcast. He does a regular Miami Dolphin podcast, but he also turns around. There's two guys that do the wrestling podcast, but that's nothing wrong with increasing it. So, like I said, Shake, go ahead and do that. Do this thing as well. With Shake, you can be on Finn.
We can call the show Finn's Mania.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely with that.
Yeah, but wrestling Miami Dolphins. That's my thing.
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna have to get off here, y'all. So
yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night because I don't think it's that much Miami Dolphins stuff that we want to talk about. Paul, where you at?
I'm here.
Yeah.
He's probably waiting for us to shut up and talk something else. So he's like, I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. These boys want to keep talking.
Yeah, y'all talking about new school. I'm old school. Dusty Rhodes and Wahoo McDaniels and
Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, the Road Warriors, the Rock and Roll and Midnight Express,
and the whole
Nikita Koloff, the original Four Horsemen, but Ole and Arn.
Yeah.
which people don't realize the original Horsemen was Ole, Arn, Flair, and Tully with James Dillon. It wasn't the Four Horsemen that people think it was. Ole was one of the original members, the Minnesota Wrestling Crew. So yeah, the Fabulous Freebirds. I met Michael P.S. Hayes when WrestleMania was here 25 years ago. Did his whole rundown in front of him, all the titles he held, and his face dropped. His face was like, holy shit. I said, because the kids didn't know who he was. They were just getting his autograph. But I gave him such a shout out. He just looked at me and he was like, dude, thank you. And I got an autograph. I got his autograph on my on the program that I bought.
But Dolphin, do you know they used to call him the poor man's Ric Flair?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you heard that.
Because he was flashy. But you know what I loved about them with him and it was him, Terry Bam Gordy, and
and what's the other guy's name?
What's the other dude's name?
I can't think of his name.
But I see his face, but I forgot what his name is.
Me too. I can see his face also, but I can't think of too much his name. But man, I tell you, and then you didn't have all that talking back in those days, neat like they do now.
They shot promos, and kayfabe actually was religion back then, because you didn't know it was heel and it was faces. It's not like how it is now. Now the curtain has been pulled back, so we all know what it is. And I mean, I trained to be a professional wrestler, so I tell anybody taking those bumps hurt, running the ropes hurt, hitting the turnbuckle hurts. Going up to the top rope and trying to take a bump? No, I'm not doing that. I climb my ass right back down. Because people don't understand it's your height plus the trajectory of where you jump than when you land. Meaning that if I'm 5'9", 5'10", and I stand on the top rope and I leap, that's 20 feet into the ring. If I'm leaping outside the ring, that's maybe 25 feet. So I'm good. I respect them guys that do that high flying stuff. I was not that guy.
Okay, guys.
So, you kicking this off, Paul? You kicking this off?
You want to close it up? You close it up.
We can shut it down. Because all we doing is sitting there yakking and yakking. So
we can go on and on and on. We'd be here all the way till tomorrow morning if they let us.
Yeah, definitely. And I ain't trying to do that because I got to be at work at 6 a.m. So
yes.
I got another early day too.
We'll be going all night if we talk about wrestling. So nah,
peace, love, and fins up, everybody.
Peace, love, fins up, everybody.
Peace, love, fins up, guys. Take care, y'all.
Have a good night.